Yes guys, we are actually in the proper game now, Captain's mode. The draft is underway for this 2-game series between Garuda, Infinity, as well as Awake, as you can see of course. So it is a 2-game series like mentioned, possible outcomes 2-0 or 1-1. There is no game 3 if this should be a 1-1, so yes, there's a possibility that if you bet on this game, you're gonna have your items returned just because, well, a draw is a draw. But, well, Lion, the first pick for Garuda Infinity. Okay then, man. I don't really know at all what to expect from that team. In the previous month, they haven't had the greatest of results. But Awake, then again, they haven't either. Awake, though, in the past, I have seen some pretty great games from them. But the performance has been kind of up and down. But now, the bans, as well as the picks, they're happening pretty fast, I do have to say. And not going according to maybe like the most standardized meta at the moment. But then again, Shadow Fiend, ever since the Dota 2 Asia Championship started, that hero has been ridiculously popular. Of course, Lion started making his way to the limelight a little bit earlier even, but here we are. Second pick for Garuda. They can go for like a Juggernaut, Brewmaster, but it's going to be a Bristleback instead. So ignoring some of the so-called imbalanced heroes, then again, Bristleback, if you can get the ball rolling, it can definitely be a force to be reckoned with, and lots of teams, even like the top, just complete world top teams, as we can see from the Dota 2 Asia Championship, just do tend to run quite a lot of Bristleback. Team Secret, for example, being one of those teams. Bristleback, it's just so hard to really take care of him, although Awake, having lots of minus armor between the Vengeful Spirit as well as the Shadow Fiend, once the Shadow Fiend is high leveled enough to get points into presence of the Dark Lord, it's going to be probably pretty damn fantastic for them. Of course, if they would have maybe, let's say, like a Legion Commander, for example, who could force the Bristleback to face your team's way, which means that your Bristleback ability won't do anything, that would make it even easier, but we'll see if Awake want to go for a hero as the Legion Commander. It's definitely not that popular of a choice these days, but just duel into like Shadow Races from a Shadow Fiend might be an easy way to deal with the Bristleback. Of course, facing the Lion at the same time means that if you go for the duel, you're gonna have to make damn sure that you just don't get fingered to death yourself and don't give away duel damage. But looking at the next set of bans, Lycan removed by Awake, whereas a Razor together with a Juggernaut removed by Garuda Infinity. As a Disruptor also banned, so is there a chance for an IO? Oh yes there is! Awake do pick up the IO for themselves. So we'll see what the partner of that will be, but it just makes it so that Garuda Infinity themselves, even if they did want to go for the Wisp, it's not gonna be a possibility for them anymore. Otherwise, IO Bristleback is a pretty strong combination, to be honest. Just lots of heals going through. And, well, Garuda Infinity, did this just throw them off guard by a tiny bit, or just, it might be that they just don't care. They have plenty of lockdown with the Lion. They can just hex whoever the IO brings in with the relocate, burst down the IO with just a finger of death, and just deal with things from there. So IO, he's gonna have to play just a borderline game in a sense that you're just gonna stay at the edge of the fights at all times, yet still be tethered to somebody and provide the overcharge damage reduction, as well as the heals, of course, coming through with maybe you having a bottle, maybe a mech, just anything like that. But Garuda now picking up a Viper as well, so the two heroes, the two cores rather, that they have so far are extremely tanky ones if you just let them farm by a little bit, at least get them level like 9 or so. Of course, Awake, depending on what hero, what kind of lineup exactly they want to go for, Garuda might not get the time, but with the Shadow Fiend being there, plus having an IO, I think Garuda, they should have enough time for at least one of the heroes to farm up. It really depends on how they're going to lane this. If this is a pure Bristleback offlane, yes, might struggle a little bit, but of course it will also depend on what he's up against. IO definitely not that great against the Bristleback, just because IO starting with 0 base armor, Bristleback all about the physical damage with the quill sprays. And well, Awake, fourth pick about to come. Are we going to see the IO partner? Is it going to be a Tiny, or are they going for something else entirely? Something like maybe a gyrocopter. Please give us a Chaos Knight. Of course, I doubt it's gonna happen, but I would love to see a Chaos Knight. But a gyrocopter, even something like a Medusa might not be too horrible, to be honest. Medusa, pretty damn tanky. Might be able to survive with the Blink Hex, just and the follow-up that the Lion usually sets up. With just having the mana shield activated, but... Also, IO providing additional mana to the Medusa, which means more mana, more just tankability. Well, Sven will be the pick in the end. They thought long and hard about it, but Sven, man, it can definitely work out. Boombell, of course, usually a member for Myth Trust, fellow countrymates from Thailand for Awake. Picking up the Sven, and to be honest, Myth Trust themselves do run the IO Sven combination a lot more often than any other team does. Just Lakel's on the Sven, of course, and I think Boombell himself is playing the IO for the most part there. So, Boombell drafting here, definitely, you can feel it. And of course, Shadowfiend the Vengeful Spirit providing minus armor means that Sven can have a little bit of an easier time just mowing through people. As Garuda now, do they feel like they have enough to kite the Sven around? Possibly. I mean, they have the Viper Strike, they have the Goo from the Bristleback if need be, and now they're picking up a Dazzle. So they're gonna beef themselves up a little bit. And this might even be some form of aggressive tri-lane with like Bristle, the Dazzle as well as the Lion. Leave Viper either mid lane or maybe even safe lane depending on what Awake's offlaner will be. There's a tiny chance for Awake to even aggressive try themselves. I mean, IO, Sven and Vengeful Spirit can definitely kill people. Stormhammer into Magic Missile, into Wisp Balls, or just right clicks by all of the 3 heroes at the time. As Awake, they have about 30 seconds left together with the reserve time to just make this important decision for the last pick. They do need themselves an offlaner, unless they want to run the aggressive tri-lane, but then they need a safe lane solo. I guess you could try to go for something like a Puck or maybe even a Queen of Pain. Apart from the Lion, there's not too much lockdown for them to just disable those heroes, but they're going for a Clockwork. So going for a just kind of a solid offlaner, which is pretty popular and getting a little bit more popular than he used to be, let's say, like a month ago. As Garuda Infinity, how are they going to just react to this Clockwork now? At the moment, they don't really have any heroes that could get out of that with like Blinks or maybe Firefly or a Batrider or anything like that. And they themselves could use either a mid laner or a... well, depends on their laning, but maybe a solo safe or an off laner. What could fit the bill here? I guess Batrider might not be too bad of a hero to go for. But maybe they want to just get somebody who can take them a little bit later into the game as well if need be. Medusa, I guess, wouldn't be too horrible for themselves either. They could even run a Medusa mid lane against Shadowfiend. Not the best matchup, of course. Medusa against Clockwork would also be so-so. What could they go for? I guess you can try to go for like a Tide Hunter if you want to have like a huge teamfight ultimate or something like that. Maybe Temper Assassin mid lane wouldn't be too bad. Temper Assassin actually against Shadowfiend, pretty excellent. That would mean that I would really like a Temper Assassin with Garuda going for the aggressive try of Bristle, Dazzle, Lion, leaving Viper safe lane to deal with the Clockwork. That should be a pretty nice lane for the Viper as well at the same time. So, fingers crossed guys, but it's going to be a Puck in the end. It still might be this aggressive tri lane with the Viper safe lane up against Clock and the Puck being in the mid lane. I have to say I'm not opposed to this one either. Puck just so survivable with that Illusory Orb, even early on, might be able to escape power cogs if need be. But we do have a straight off pause as one player on the side of Awake is disconnected. Fun times with all them delays, guys. Fun times. But I'm going to introduce the lineups anyway. So for Awake, the stand-in Boombell is playing the IO, leaving Yo2 on the Vengeful Spirit with Boom and Boombell on the same team, guys. That's going to be a little bit awkward for me. But Boom, playing on the Clockwork, leaving Sick on the Shadowfiend, and the last one is going to be Minus Tuanote, however you pronounce that name. Minus. He is going to play the... not the Clockwork, what I'm saying, the... Sven. Yes, the Sven. As for Garuda Infinity, we're gonna have Liberty Fatali up on the Viper with Vance playing the Bristleback, Greymon on the Dazzle with Spika playing the Lion, and Deja Vu Knight playing the Puck as the last one for the Dire side. So Lion, let's see what you have in store for us. Lions can just shift the momentum of a game entirely once they get their Blink Dagger. Just Blink Hex Initiation, you can't really do too much about that. But look at those horns he has. He has so many of them as well. Lion is really an ugly fucker, but I guess when you play against the Lion, you're just bothered by his abilities more than his appearance, by the looks. So yeah, we shall see. A little bit, it feels like he has some quills coming out of his face, like the Bristleback. Bristleback at least has the quills on his back and everything, but this guy just has them growing out of his head. We do have a reconnect yet. Okay, go has been given now by Awake, so thank freaking God. Would hate to be paused for a longer time at the start of the game, or well, at any point of the game, but especially at the start. Still, I guess Awake are running that standard safe lane, tri lane, leaving Clockwork off lane with the Shadowfin mid. Shadowfin though, how much trouble is he gonna be in? How much do G8 feel like they need to deal with the Shadowfiend early on? Maybe they're like, okay, we're not gonna gank him, we're gonna run an aggressive tri-lane, leave it at that, and hope that our mid laner, whether it be Viper or the Puck, can handle the Shadowfiend or at least slow him down somewhat. Or of course, if the Bristle is an offlaner, the Dazzle and Lion can just be in the safe lane, try to go for a kill or two, and then rotate towards the mid lane through the enemy jungle. As Boombell, he is gonna get scouted, I think, by the Lion. Yes, Lion does spot him out now. Does have the Earth Spike first, didn't even wait it out. Sometimes Hex is just a lot of a better spell to pick up. But nobody else from G8 really wanted to come in, so they're not gonna go and fight. Although Bristleback early on is decent-ish if the fights go on for a little bit longer. Yes, your mana pool isn't all that great for the Quill Spray, but if it connects to multiple targets, it's definitely gonna get the value. Boombell though, oh, he might get jumped upon. If only Lion was around here. They're coming in from the high ground, but Boombell, he has the tether ready into the Vengeance Spirit if need be, unless the Hex comes out first or Silence or anything, never mind. Tether, and he is perfectly fine. Lion, he needed to be the one in here, just Earth Spike into the IO. Not too sure if it would have been enough, but it definitely would have been a hell of a lot closer than it was now. And Boombell is going for the bottle, which just so many IOs go for, but G8 not gonna go for an aggressive try. Of course, they would have had to face a pretty scary just stun combination. And IO, of course, with the bottle providing constant backup. So they're gonna play their own safe lane, tri lane themselves. As Boom now, getting harassed by a tiny bit by the Lion. I mean, 53 damage, not that bad. Earthspike is there as well. They want to put a lot of harassment into him by the looks of things. And they do get him down to about half HP, a little bit more so, forcing through some tangos if nothing else. As never mind, bottom is going to be a dual lane. IO taking so much damage, the heal bomb, one more Quill Spray up. The Stormhammer does prevent the Quill Spray for a little while now. Somebody blocking into the Sven, and so Sven, he can turn things around. Greymon drops low, but not going to be able to follow up completely. Do not tank the creep waves early on if you're a squishy support. I mean, one base armor, not all that great. 450 HP, of course, even worse. So nicely done by the Sven. Bristleback, one Quill Spray would have gotten the first blood for them. But the Shadow Bomb, man, just IO, one of the worst heroes to just go up against that, having the 0 base armor. So we almost got the first blood, both ways even. There was a tiny chance of Sven dying, but Boombell now has his bottle. Will make things a hell of a lot easier for Sven to just use his Stormhammer at will, pretty much. But with it being well, it is a tri-lane as Yoto is hanging about as well. But how good is their rune control going to be? That's the bigger question for me. Greymon is going to go in for the 2-minute rune already. So they want to make sure that the IO will not get constant refills of the bottle, at least without any effort there. And not only would it refill the bottle, it might even be like a haste rune, maybe double damage that would help upset kills. And Yoto is going to stun and snatch it. Never mind, bounty rune picked up by Greymon. They're gonna exchange a few right clicks. Shadow Wave Bomb does miss Yoto because he backs off in time. Now that the Tether is coming out, Magic Missile will follow. This might be the first spot. He has the Shallow Grave. Will he be able to buy enough time though? Nope, he's not gonna even be able to use it. With Spirits, too much damage, but the Hasted Lion will come in. Vance, he's around as well. Earth Spike into Boom Bell, but he's gonna have a Tether. And he is gonna be perfectly fine, Lion. Did have level 2, didn't Hex in time though. They're still gonna keep on going. But there's the Sven coming in. There's gonna be a Stormhammer. Will land on 2 as Liberty does get hit. Vance though still about as Sven cleans up the Lion, even with the Haste Rune, unable to run away from Sven. And with the Warcry, he himself is gonna be just safe. So Liberty maybe should have tried to dodge a little bit, but now Yoto, he's gonna get slowed down as Sick will come in. Does have the Quill Sprays, but is he gonna be able to land enough of them? Does not look like it is Scream, and he's gonna come back also. Liberty has level 2 into Poison Touch. Vance completely out of mana, but they get the kill anyway. And with the help of the Shadow Wave, Sven cannot really do anything to a Bristleback. So in the end, G8, they still come out ahead. Getting a kill on the Shadow Fiend. I mean, Sven didn't die. But still, I think it's fine for them. It's not like Shadow Fiend was farming up the mid lane at the same time or anything like that. Also looking at the other lanes. Puck up to 16 last hits compared to a Clockwork's 10. So Clockwork not doing that bad. I mean, has more last hits than Bristleback. But Bristleback, of course, has been up against a slightly harder lane for the most part. But Viper mid lane definitely doing his work up against Shadow Fiend. A couple of last hits ahead. Can't really, of course, shut down Shadow Fiend completely because he's going to have Shadow Raises. And, of course, the jungle to farm up, which is going to be stacked by Yotu's Vengeful Spirit. Probably going to stack both camps at the same time as bottom lane. Never mind, nothing going to happen. Pull this. A wave of terror this way. And stack both. Wave of terror. And I guess it's not going to happen. Maybe this isn't the best camp to do it with. Because they're going to try to like run through here. They're going to block each other and everything as Io. In some trouble, Greymon. Oh god, he's so damn low. One more right click Sven. He's going to catch up. Get the kill as well, Yotu now. He might be in some trouble himself, but Lion gets stunned by another Stormhammer. Oh, never mind. There's the Stormhammer. It was just a Magic Missile beforehand, but Vance still wants to keep on going. Quill Sprays do keep on stacking up, but Poombell has lots of Magic Stick charges if need be, and Yotu gonna be just fine with boots as well as the tether movement speed. So easy 2 kills for Awake there. Never underestimate the IO's just regenerative potential. And now Viper, he's gonna get locked in. Stormhammer to follow Viper. He's so dead. Only 1 Shadow Ray is even needed for this. Earth Spike will land on 2, but that's about all that Lion can do in this situation. So 5-3 Awake, finding their own kills. Of course, Puck, he's farming up a Storm on the top lane in the same time. So if he rushes a Blink there completely, which I kind of hope he does, he can still just gain a lot of momentum for his team. The Bristleback though could use a little bit more farm. Another perspective will never mind, no Hex to follow. Already used it, already out of mana as well. And now Liber Fatal, he's gonna get stunned up. Six just going for the TP out, and he's gonna just barely succeed. Smart choice there as well. Otherwise, don't think he would have been able to run away. So makes it out to safety. Of course, had to use a TP and has to run all the way back to the mid lane. Didn't even go for a bottle. A little bit weird, but I guess he wasn't planning to Shadow Raise maybe that much. Don't know. Stop playing Boom. Does have the hookshot ready now. Puck, he's even trying to chase him down. Of course, as long as he has that Illusion Orb, he should be fine. But Boom. Battery Assault is activated, but can't really get close enough. And too low on mana to even use the hookshot. So a little bit unfortunate for him. And even if he does go for it, I guess with the hookshot there's a tiny chance that you can lock down the Puck for long enough for him not to be able to Illusory Orb. But we do have Spica up on the line now, hanging towards the top lane, but this Observer Ward does spot his movement, so not gonna come as a surprise at all. As Sven, does he want to go? Never mind. For a second it looked like he might want to run at the Bristleback, get Stormhammer and just beat his face in. Does go for the Stormhammer now. They need the Magic Missile. Wave of Terror does come out, gonna help out a little bit. And with the Magic Missile it might just be enough. Boombell is trying to provide as much mana to Sven as he can, so another Stormhammer will be there. Boombell though, 4 stacks of Kill Spray, make it 5 in a second. He gets the kill. Nice Shallow Grave from Greymon. They're gonna get 1 counter kill with another Quill Spray. So Awake, if they had just kept on going, I think they would have gotten the kill before Bristle gets the counters, but they backed off, yet they didn't back off far enough. Of course, I guess Io just didn't have time to back off far enough, lacking in the boots. Top lane, Deja Vu does Illusory Orb out of the power cogs as Boom. Oh, going for the TP out. Nighttime vision. Spica didn't realize early enough what's going on. But still, Garuda, Puck. He went for the power threats first. I guess he doesn't want to get bursted, and it kind of makes sense. If one stun connects on you, Shadow Races to follow, you're gonna just get blown up immediately. But I just think the straight off blink would have been so damn valuable. Then again, being on the safe lane, he is not going for the bottle, so might be a little bit lacking on the mana, just regeneration. So power threats help out with that a little bit. Just toggle the treads into int when casting spells and whatnot. But 18 last hits on Bristleback now. Stormhammer does come out. Sven using the Stormhammer to, well, harass a tiny bit, but also last hit at the same time. But Sven not doing all that great. Neither really is the Bristle, but mid lane, Viper tied up with the Shadow Fiend for the time being. Shadow Fiend farming up stacks instead. Does have a... Whoa, it's... Is it 5? Yes, it's a 5 stack. Wow, that's gonna be so much gold to the Shadow Fiend. Man, that's no joke. 5 freaking stacks at the same time. Waits for one Shadow Race to come off cooldown and it's gonna grab all of the rest of them. Go on, raise. Yes. Epic success. Top lane boom though, he's hanging about once again. If he gets a Lion into the Power Cox Battery Assault with level 4 Battery Assault, that's just gonna be easy. And well, you did want to see the levels, probably you're gonna see them later than you maybe wanted, but Sven level 6. All in all, if you look at the XP graph, there's a slight lead for G8. This bottom lane Sven in some trouble, going for a straight TP out, and they know just nothing can be done about that. Puck, he even used the Dream Coil, but just a split second too late. So Puck's first rotation using the Dream Coil, unsuccessful. Unfortunately for them, of course. Looking at the net worth though, Shadow Fiend, thanks to the help of the 5 stack, he is number 1 as mid lane Viper. He's so screwed, or is he? Tether movement speed for Sven. Stormhammer comes in from a long range, but if they only had the Dream Coil now, nice Waning Rift nonetheless. Level 2, is it gonna last long enough? Does not look like it. As Greymon comes in with a Shallow Grave, or Shadow Wave rather, doesn't have a Shallow Grave anymore, but they get 2 kills anyway. Greymon will lose his life to Boom's hookshot. It's gonna be a 2 for 2, a core and a support for both sides. But if only we had a Dream Coil right about now, would have been a 4-man Dream Coil. Of course, well, this circle is too big, it would have been like here. It would have caught 4 perfectly, and well, maybe Dazzle wouldn't have died there, who knows. XP though still going in the favor of Awake from that fight. So Awake come out slightly ahead. Skill score 7 to 7, looking at the graphs. About an 800 net worth lead for the Garuda Infinity. 1k or so in XP. So they're slightly ahead. The 6 TP's out. Man, we're just gonna see so many TP's out this game, aren't we? As long as the Lion isn't close by, and speaking of the Lion, he has himself the Finger of Death, so getting a kill should be pretty easy for them. Or Puck. He has the Dream Coil as well if need be. Dream Coil comes out first. No Hex to follow. Oh god, he got the Power Cogs off and suddenly he's safe. So another Dream Coil, which will end up in absolutely nothing. I mean, you get the Power Cogs on cooldown, yes, whoopie-doo, I don't know. So definitely a tad bit unfortunate. As Vans in the meantime does have a Clarity on him. I wouldn't be surprised if Dazzle shared him. Oh, nice Stormhammer though. Almost kills the entire creep wave, plus cancels the Clarity on the Bristleback as well at the same time. So nicely thrown out one by Sven, who is going for the drums after the power treads. Does not want to get kited around too much. I mean, Io of course will be helping out with the tether there, but even then it's just Viper Strike, pretty annoying to deal with. The goo as well coming out from the Bristleback, has 1 point into it for the time being. Dazzle looks to be going for an Urn. I think the one Gauntlet of Strength, I mean, I guess it might not be Urn, might just be a random Bracer, might be a casual Gauntlet completely, but Puck still gets his Blink there, although his Dream Coils haven't been as successful. Still, 11-minute Blink with Power Treads, not too shabby at all. And Sven, I mean, he's pretty tanky, but he can still be brought down rather easily for now. A lot, of course, will hinge upon just Boom Bell's ability to help out his teammates. Mech at the same time finished up on Liberate Fatale. So that's gonna be pretty damn awesome for them. Of course, they don't have the IO, but between the Dazzle as well as this Mech now, they're gonna have a lot of sustain in the fights, and they are also gonna get the tier 1 bottom lane. The Glyph has already been used, so not gonna be available for this one. I don't think Bristleback will back off before this tower goes down, nor does he need to. Creepwave also coming in. Greymon does tank up 2 tower hits, but all for the greater good, guys. All for the greater good. Bristleback gets the last hit, which is going to mean his Vanguard is going to be finished in about 28 gold. So he's going to be pretty damn tanky. And yeah, never mind, not 28 gold, what am I saying? He needed the Ring of Health, not the Vitality booster. So has the Vanguard finished. Io at the same time does get his own Urn of Shadows. The question is, can they start getting stacks on the Urn? Especially since Sven might be in trouble, but Io, he's going to be such a juicier target line. He's going to go straight for the Io, I think. If he gets the Hex, never mind. They are going to go for the Sven. Earthspike is there. Vance comes in as well. Boombell. Does he have to relocate? He does, but can he even use it? Hex is there on the Sven. Is still going to be enough. He's just going to Stormhammer Greymon. He goes down first. Now Sick, he arrives. Finger of Death not going to be enough to kill Boombell. That was an awkward as all hell initiation from Garuda. And oh, they relocate from the back lines. They're going to completely pincer in Garuda or try to at least Requiem of Souls channel. Even the hookshot. Never mind. I thought I heard the hookshot. No, I didn't. The mech is there, keeps them alive a little bit longer. Hookshot does miss for now. But Vance, he's going to lose his life in the end as Deja Vu. He comes in Dream Coil, lands onto Waning Rift. Already got himself 1 kill. But in the end, it's still going to be a 3-for-2. Now he's Stormhammer. God Strength Sven. He wants to get more, but he's kited. Or is he? Oh god, the slows from the corrosive skin and the poison attack. Boombell will manage to keep his Sven alive for now as Boom. He's not going to be as lucky. He got left completely alone. So in the end, it is going to be a 3-for-3 Greymon. He's already back in the fight, but Viper, he's TPing out. They are done for this one. So in the end, a pretty even exchange. Slightly more XP going in the way of Garuda, whereas slightly more gold gained by Awake. So all in all, kind of a wash, but lots of core heroes dying for Awake. Boombell just barely saving whoever is playing the Sven, man. Just look at those letters. Like, what is this? Guys, what the hell is this? Minus Tuanote. Minus Tuanote. Can't you read this? It's obvious, guys. Of course it says this. But Sven hasn't been the most impactful, but some nice Stormhammers, and he's still not that far behind of the Bristleback. Nor the Viper and Greymon. Oh god, you are so screwed. Did he have a... Oh no, it's the Yule Scepter and Sick. Also a trending thing as he might be in trouble. Viper Strike is there, going for the TP out. Earthspike will cancel its Stormhammer, buy some more time and relocate to safety. But suddenly Sven, he's gonna be left alone. But they don't have any more disables. Oh man, again somebody TP's out. Are you kidding me? They won't even get the IO, or will they? Silenced up, nowhere to tether to. So at least they get the 1 kill. It's better than nothing, but they wanted at least 1 core killed from that. Still, you're gonna have to be happy with what you've got. And they're gonna go for a push in mid lane now. Tier 1 is definitely in some trouble, but Sick, he's around with Shadow Razes, which might just be enough. But then again, there's a mech on G8. They can even tank it up with heroes because there's not going to be a backdoor protection anyway here. Also, they have a catapult helping out Vance. He's tanking the front line. Stormhammer will come through. Mech is there. Shadow Waves also. He's going to be back to half HP. But oh, Blink. Waning Rift only catches 1. He's going to get stunned up in return. Dream Coil is used, but only onto 1 again. Boom. He's completely got. Gets Shadow Bombed by the heal. Now a nice Stormhammer lands on 2. He's going to cleave a little bit as well. 2 heroes are down. Do not group like that up against this Sven. And now Liberty, he is completely separated from his team. Or is he? Oh god, Deja Vu. He comes in, nice Blink, Waning Rift. Gonna land on 2. Requiem of Souls did do quite a lot of damage with his death, but Io gonna lose his own life. So a 4-for-3, and Sven with the God Strength still gonna have to back off. Ultra kill for Deja Vu Knight. Can he get more? I don't think he has enough to take Sven down without the Dream Coil. So Deja Vu Knight coming back in, coming back strong with the jump. The first jump was a little bit lackluster. Blinked in, Waning Rift only landed onto the Sven. As well as Dream Coil landed only up onto the Shadow Fiend. But that second blink was pretty freaking awesome. So G8, the fights have always been rather even, but they're slightly edging them out. And with that, they've acquired themselves about a 4.5k net worth lead. XP nearing 4,000, about 3,600 or so for now. But what will come next? Lion does have his finger off cooldown, and like on chat, saying that he did kind of waste the first finger. Kind of have to agree with you there. Just bringing IO low is not enough. You have to ensure the kill on the IO, otherwise it's just gonna have bottle charges, urn charges, magic wand, anything like that. Just not only heal himself, but also heal a teammate. IO, if they can help it, they should be just killing him off as fast as they can in the fight. Otherwise, they're gonna have to chew through unnecessary amounts of health. I mean, it's just like, let's say Sven has, well, he's pretty damn tanky already, 1.6k HP with the Ogre Club in his inventory. But if the IO is attached to him with like a full wall earn, magic wand, and the overcharge running, his effective HP goes past 2000 easily. And G8, they definitely don't have, like, apart from the Lion at least, not the craziest of burst damage lineups. I mean, Puck can do quite a lot with like Blink, Waning Rift, Illusory Orb. What's going on? Okay, wait for Awake's response. Huh. Oh! Okay, so Boombell being from Myth, Trust being from Division 1, because Myth won, I think, from the lower bracket, got their way into Division 1 for the Division 1 and 2 playoffs. So, is this... So there's going to be a decision later by a higher admin of the Joint Dota League, but looks like Awake are breaking the rules, I guess, and for this season the rules are a little bit tighter than in the past because everybody was like ignoring them, turning up late for games and whatnot. But to be honest, with the decision being made later, I'm not too sure if it's gonna be like, okay, Awake get a loss here. And I'm not too sure if this was like the best place to discuss this either, but if Awake should win this, and they're like, I don't know what's gonna happen with game 2, if they're gonna have to get another player, or I don't know what the exact rules are, to be honest, but we're going to continue as Garuda. They are looking hot. I mean, Puck specifically. So 8k net worth. Next highest 6.1 on his own team, the Risselback. 5.7 for the Shadow Fiend on the opposing side. And Shadow Fiend, I mean, having that Dual Scepter, it's all well and good. Might save you for a couple of things. Going for a mech next by the looks of things. He's not going to be that great for damage output. They have the Sven for that. And there's the Clockwork Hook. Not going to catch Mons though. Even the relocate came in. Stormhammer does come up. Risselback. He turned his face towards them. But they're gonna have a Crimson Guard. Nice Earthspike lands onto 2. Greymon, of course, will supply Vans with those heals, with the Shallow Grave. And now Yo2, he got fingered, and this time around, this finger will lead into a kill. Lion, does he have a Hex? He does. Another Earthspike is also ready. He cannot catch up. The Tranquil Boots will get disabled by the creeps, or never mind. There's gonna be a Viper Strike into Sven. He's gonna get this. Never mind. No Stormhammer because of the Waning Rift. So that was Awake initiating a hookshot as well as a relocate, and they lose 2 heroes. That's just horrible. And Bristleback even turned around to face them, but with the help of a little bit of healing, with the Crimson Guard, suddenly not enough follow-up. If they had maybe Shadow Razes there, could have gotten it, but that's just gonna be another tier 1 going down. At least they used the glyph before it went. But I have to say, Garuda Infinity, I've maybe seen them once before, but so far I have to say I'm impressed. Definitely some pretty nice rotations going on, just getting kills left and right, getting the towers down. But 17 to 13 overall kill score. Awake, they're gonna have to pull out something bigger. Although Sven and IO can be extremely strong, usually teams, if going for the combination, do have to rely a little bit at the very least on its explosiveness. But 18 minutes in, they haven't been accomplishing that much. So the effectiveness of the IO Sven combination is slowly but surely whittling down. I mean, you're still gonna have the bonus armor from the Warcry throughout the entirety of the game, which is gonna be excellent. You're gonna get more points into Cleave. God Strength is yet to be maxed out. So you can definitely still take fights and everything, especially once he gets a BKB. But even if he gets a BKB, who's to say that he doesn't get kited around anyway, or at least kited just enough for him to not be able to output enough damage. Blink, Dream Coil, Waning Rift onto... Oh god. You kidding me, right? I don't think the silence landed on Boombell, so he might be able to relocate them out. But disconnect was there from Shadow Fiend, and never mind, it was the automatic pause which happens when somebody disconnects, I believe. But man, what a jump. Of course, having vision here. Grey Monty. Lol. So those Ancients, they might be able to kill off Sven. Snatch the Ancients, although the swap, I don't think it's in range of the Sven. Maybe Sven runs towards the edge here, runs like here. It might be a perfect save swap. Shadowfiend, can he get to the fight fast enough? And of course, it's not like Garuda 8 themselves. Bristleback, an important factor for the fights, is not around. Neither is the Lion. So they don't have the greatest of burst damage heroes being present there. They did use the weave, so there's lots of shinies going on. Goddamn, the IO sound is a little bit awkward, but look at the illusory orb, man. It's like he's channeling this little orb. That's like the ball of energy, which is turned into this huge swirling thingy. Okay, I'm gonna have to go away from this point. Man, the tether sounds are too annoying. And now, we do have a reconnect. Hopefully they're gonna be ready soon-ish. But we'll see who's gonna get into the fight. I mean, Awake, they are there in numbers. In theory, they have 4 heroes close by. One clockwork hookshot might completely screw everything over. If he hooks while Dazzle is like on this high ground here, and he manages to coax this so the Viper can't do anything at all, this might be just easy. Puck dead, and oh, hookshot comes in, but Puck already backed off. So maybe a little bit antsy there, gets a Stormhammer into the Viper, but look at Boom, my god, the damage he's taking. It's not even funny. Do we have a Dagon? Yes, we have a Dagon. It's level 2 on Deja Vu Knight. I was like, that sap did so much damage, and now Yoto, he's in trouble. Lion runs into him. Not nearly enough damage on the Vengeful Spirit himself, and with the Illusory Orb helping out, they snatch the kill. Deja Vu Knight, he's level 13. This Puck has been absolutely phenomenal. This game 7-0 and 4, 19 minutes in, 9.2k net worth, level 2 Dagon, soon to be level 3, since if you go for level 2, usually you max it out completely. And just blowing up IO, to be honest, not a bad choice. Even Shadowfin, not all that tanky, and as we just witnessed, even a Clockwork can easily be taken out with that Dagon. I can't believe I didn't even notice him having that. But my god, just they're taking, or well, Garuda, they started taking inch by inch from Awake. Now they're just taking a mile with one fight, pretty much. Things aren't looking great at all. Like, I'd say they're looking pretty horrible even for Awake at the moment. 8k net worth deficit, XP 8,000 also. Vaughn's gonna have a Sanj, maybe a Sanj and Yasha, maybe gonna be that Heaven's Halberd instead to use up against the Sven, who at least is gonna have a Mithril Hammer to pick up now, unless he wants to go for an SNY of his own. Go for like a race car style of Sven. We'll see about that in any case, but so far Vengeful Spirit, even having that Medallion of Courage, really hasn't been able to do too much. Yes, Boombell does have a bottle at least, so he can regen him and Sven up fairly well. Does have an Invis as well, not too sure if he's gonna just, yeah, he's gonna keep on bottling rather. Not gonna keep the Invis, not much an IO can do with an Invis at this stage of the game. And there it is, guys. Lion has his blink finished up. Doesn't have a level 2 finger yet, so still on a pretty long cooldown. But man, even then, just Blink Hex is gonna be so freaking devastating for Awake to deal with. Viper gonna get his BKB soonish also, and well, with the God Strength, yes, there's quite a lot of physical damage coming out, but he's gonna be slowed down by a Viper Strike, by the Corrosive Skin. I mean, he is going for the BKB now. Mithril Hammer picked up, needs only another 800 or so gold. Well, Garuda, if they really 5-man, they just have so much frontline power. With the Bristleback and the Viper as well, with the mech and Dazzle providing backup with the heals, with that weave for the bonus armor, or of course minus armor on the enemies, whichever one they decide. But Puck with a level 3 Dagon, level freaking 3 Dagon, 600 damage burst, no problems for them. Just Waning Rift, as well as Dagon, and suddenly Boombell is no more. At least gonna survive by a little bit just because of that innate magic resistance. But not much else will be necessary to get the kill or secure the kill that way. And now Roshan looks to be the target for G8. They even just defensively weave by the Dazzle earlier. And now Hex up onto Roshan, and that looked funny. But it should be pretty fast with the Goo, even if there is only one point in the Goo. The Rocket Flare does scout things out, and Awake, they're like, okay, we got the tier 1, we can also get the tier 2 guys while they're doing Roshan. There's gonna be a BKB finished up on Sven soonish. He uses the God Strength as well, so this is gonna be a trade, and or never mind, the TP is already coming in by the Dazzle, and they back off just seeing the Dazzle, just because Aegis was picked up, so they couldn't really know how many heroes are coming in. And if the Puck was anywhere close by, just Blink Dream Coil might have bought enough time for the TPs to actually not be too late. As Vanguard now is finished up on the Clockwork. So Boom getting a little bit tankier as well at least. Just one Dagon not gonna be nearly enough for now. But the BKB and Sven is the biggest thing I think they picked up so far. Mech is there and sick as well, so that at least evens the healing play field a tiny bit. I mean, yes, there's still the Dazzle, but then again, on the other side, there's the IO. So as long as IO can stay at the just sidelines of the fight, he might just be fine. He needs that overcharge, or their team needs the overcharged value. Looks like no kills seem to be happening for quite some time now. Both teams have toned it down a little bit, whereas Garuda, they're maybe a little bit more forceful with their own rotations. I mean, they have 4, soon to be 5 heroes on the bottom side of the map. As Awake, they're also split pushing, but they can allow, or they can allow themselves to do so, just because if needed, they can relocate into the fight at all times. But there is a siege coming out onto the tier 2 already. I mean, Viper not the greatest of pushers, and neither really is the Bristleback, but they're gonna make do. As Greymon, funny enough, Dazzle, he's the one defending this. Definitely, I mean, he's a good hero to just keep people alive, but if he's the one being on the front lines and if he's the one getting jumped, I mean, Shallow Grave might delay your death for some time, but usually you're just gonna die straight out anyway. And that's gonna look, that is going to be a tier 2 falling down now. So Garuda getting even more gold, although Shadow Fiend has at least surpassed the Viper if nothing else, up to 2.7k gold. What is even the next item you go for? I mean, Butterfly probably not gonna be good enough. Do you also need a BKB for yourself? Oh god, relocate bottom lane, Boom. Gonna get hexed up, Finger of Death is there as well. It's not gonna be enough, or is it? Fatally wants to go for advance. He arrives, they get the 1 kill, and now Boom in some trouble. 5 seconds left, swapped out to safety. Does he have another tether? He does, but he's gonna go down to the last right click. Now, Magic 1 keeps Liberty alive for a little while longer, but with the magic... Oh, never mind, Shallow Grave is there, Requiem of Soul is used, but it's not enough. Yo2 loses his own life. Sven just going for the TP out. He's gonna leave the Shadow Fiend to die. Who does get 1 kill with the Shadow Race, trying to TP out himself. They're not gonna be enough, so in the end, a 4-4-2. And that was a fight where Puck wasn't there. Dazzle arrived late. And Awake, they pretty much were reacting almost immediately. Of course, Clockwork couldn't do too much there, but he did get most of his spells off. Of course, not too much battery assault value, but 4-4-2. Just the tankiness from the mech, Magic Wand and the BKB, and of course Corrosive Skin helping out on the Viper. It's so massive, and Sven now, he might get jumped. Yep, Blink is there. They even used the Dream Coil for this, and kill secured, guys. Greymon might be in some trouble. Stormhammer does land onto the illusions, and Sven, are you kidding me? He's gonna survive. Hookshot comes back, only into the creeps though. But Sven makes it out. I did not expect this to happen, but I guess with the Warcry you still have plenty of armor left, even with that weave coming out. So 15 to 23, the overall kill score now. The graphs haven't gone that much steeper. XP a little bit more so, nearing the 12,000 mark in the favor of Garuda Infinity. But if this goes really late, there's a pretty solid chance for Awake, just because Shadow Fiend is pretty strong in the later stages of the game. At the moment just doesn't have the items to actually output damage, especially only having 18 souls at the same time. But 3.5k gold can go for a damaging sort of item. Puck, he isn't all that far ahead all of a sudden either, just because, well, he hasn't died, but he also hasn't gotten kills, and they really haven't been focusing on farming. So Garuda Infinity, I think they need to force or keep on forcing things. I mean, they have the Aegis for another only half a minute. So at least get this tier 2, if nothing else with this. Blink picked up on Shadow Fiend now. Slight positional advantage. And also, if you catch somebody off, you just can use him. Start channeling the Requiem. Once he lands, immediate Requiem into his face. But One is tanking it up in the front lines. They want to go for the tier 2. They want to get it down. But One's not going to take too many chances here. They know that it's going to expire, and... well, I think they're gonna get the tower anyway. It might be a tier 2 for tier 1 trade, as sick. Trying to slow things down with a few shadow raises. It's reasonably successful. Oh! They get the Earthquake onto Boom. The Hex will follow. Finger of Death used. Nice swap from Vengeful Spirit. He's gonna get taken for his troubles. But that Finger of Death may be a little bit too early. Or maybe Puck a little bit too slow with that Blink follow-up. Didn't even need to use the Dagon there. But, I mean, Finger of Death was used, but at least they get a kill from it. Not the target that they used the finger on. Just because, I mean, Clockwork, 1.6k HP, almost relocate at the same time. They're gonna go for Spica, man. That's not the place to be in. So in the end, it's going to be 1-for-1, support for support, and Lion probably the bigger kill than the Vengeful Spirit. So Garuda maybe losing a little bit of their mojo. I mean, look at Sven as well, suddenly up there with the farm. Of course, has Cleave maxed out, so farming isn't all that hard for him. Also, he is only about 1.8k away from finishing a full up AC Assault Cuirass. Once he gets that, things will get a lot harder for GA to get the kills with. Boom though, never mind, gonna get the Cogs, he's gonna be fine, or is he Dazzle? He's gonna come in Poison Touch to slow Boom down a little bit, but nuke shots to his friend, and it's gonna be perfectly safe for now. Or is he? Bristleback, they're just gonna come in, steal 2 big Ancients. Deja Vu still wants to keep on going though. Is he gonna use the Dream Coil? Yes, he is. Boom. Has the Power Cogs. And that might just be enough. Dagon. Puck. Oh, he's stuck in the trees. Boom. Never mind. Gonna go down anyway to the right clicks of Viper. Nether Toxin maxed out. Lots of extra damage. But that was Puck not even needing the Dagon there. Dream Coil just proved to be enough. And that's gonna be an Aghanim Scepter next for Puck. Has a level 3 ultimate already as it is also. It's not going to be too bad of an item, to be honest. If you get it before the BKB and Sven activates, for example, it's going to be immense value, and Sven might have to use the BKB right now, or does he go for a counter kill? Silence there. BKB's out and TP's. So at least he gets back to safety. Greymon now will run into Boombell. Boombell, where are you at, bro? There's nothing to tether to either, but Dazzle couldn't quite get in range, although he is faster in theory. Boombell gonna go for the TP out. Dream Coil not gonna happen. The Dagon not quite enough burst damage. I think the Waning Rift was a tad too late. Otherwise might have been a kill, but Io does make it out against the odds, but I have no idea what he was even doing there in the jungle like that. It's not like he relocated there, just he was there. Didn't even have a ward on him to place. Extremely awkward if you ask me, but look at the graphs. They have stagnated kind of for the longer time now. Still about an 8,500 net worth lead. 10k in XP for Garuda Infinity. But it's nothing too substantial for them yet. So Roche gonna be respawning in about 2 minutes time. Gonna be maybe not exactly 10 minutes, or maybe it is. Well, let's say just 10 minutes. Blink now, picked up on the IO. I'm not too sure if they fixed it or if it's not meant to be fixed at all, but you can tether Blink and just have like the longest tether, like from here to here, like tether. It's pretty freaking ridiculous as, oh, God strength farms out Greymon. Oh, you poor little Dazzle. 2 right clicks. Just a couple of Wisp Balls and that's it. Puck in the meantime does finish up an Aghanim Scepter. Bristleback getting tankier, still gonna have his own AC, so ACs are gonna completely negate each other out. Sven does now have enough gold with that kill. As double damage Viper, not gonna use the Viper Strike because he knows they can relocate themselves out. Stormhammer. Not gonna go for the counter follow up either. So 17 to 25, but Awake, they are not out of this game. They are flatlining both graphs more or less so. I mean, Garuda, they are tanky, but will they have enough damage in the later stages? I mean, Bristleback, if you have enough Warpath stacks up, you can actually do massive amounts of right-click damage on top of the Quill Sprays you're gonna spam out anyway. I mean, you're gonna want to spam out them anyway, just because those give you the Warpath stacks. But the AC is finished now, 27 armor on him, has the evasion of course as well, and no Monkey King bars coming out anytime soon for anybody on Awake. BKB in the meantime will be finished for 6, so Mech, Blink, Yules, BKB. I just feel like that's too much utility slash defense coming out from a Shadow Fiend's build. It just feels a little bit awkward, but AC is there on both sides now. But Sven just keeps on climbing up in the ranks of the net worth. Is number 2 now. If this continues, not gonna surprise me if he's gonna overtake the Bristle soonish. But the thing is, Garuda, they have 3 farm cores, whereas the Clockwork cannot really do much of anything, cannot really flash farm. Rocket Flare is decent-ish in like counter pushing or getting vision or something like that, but hasn't really gotten any huge hook shots or like multiple hero power cogs or anything like that. And Viper now does have a Shiva Scarred recipe. Tier 2 for tier 2. Oh, Blink Hex will land onto Sven. Earth Spike to follow. Do we have some assistance? Yes, relocate out. Do they come back in? I highly doubt it. So I would think they leave the IO to die. Yo2 already backing off. I think he's too far for a tether, or is he? Oh, Boombell, he just blinks into the trees and he's fine. Okay then, didn't expect that to happen, but great blink usage by the IO there. Relocate back immediately. Blink into the trees and just be fine. Well, this game definitely feels like a standstill, but if you look at the graphs, ever so slightly awake, they are pulling back things towards their own side of the map, or the own side of the graphs. XP only an 8k difference, which used to be 12,000. I mean, nobody's level 25, nobody's even close. 18 is the maxed out, but just the Sven and Shadowfin farming practically just faster than Garuda themselves. Shiva's card though is finished now, so that's one other method to just kite around the Sven. And of course, tank up yourself. I mean, sitting on with the AC being close by, he has 38 armor, 30 freaking 8, corrosive skin to follow. But Sven, they got the tier 2 down, they have the god strength. They can just easily go for tier 3, maybe even Rax while Roshan is going on. They're gonna have to finish up Rax though, otherwise it's a complete waste. Can they do so to Vance? He's gonna be left there, but they lose the tier 3. God, this is a pretty just bad exchange. They're gonna lose the Rax Deja Vu. He goes in, forces out a BKB. There's the Sven's BKB as well. Dream Coil was already used with the Aghanim Scepter, but they cannot break the Dream Coil. They don't even need to, just TP out and that's it. Range Rax do survive with 35 HP, but who the hell cares about Range Rax? Especially when they're so low, they're not going to regen up. There's no Treant Protector to heal them either. Wow, just... Okay, that was a horrible trade, man. Awake, they just have so much oomph if they need to. I mean, AC was there, whereas the counter AC to negate that wasn't. Bristleback, he's stuck around to finish up Roshan, and to be honest, had they not finished up Roshan, they might have lost Rax anyway. And just not get anything out from that, but... Rax for Roshan. If you're awake, I think you'll take that trade any day, any time. And also Puck. I mean, Aghanim Scepter is all well and good, but you're gonna have to be able to force your enemies to actually move out of that. At the moment, there's just like, yeah, I'm gonna stand here, click, attack the Rax a little while, and then TP out. How does that sound? Oh, sounds perfectly fine. Cool. So 35 minutes in Awake. Definitely showing signs of life now. 7.5k net per fleet still for Awake though. And oh god, the smoke. They're gonna catch Sick, I believe. He does have a BKB, but only in 1 second. Hex is there. Silenced up. Dagon as well. Earth Spike to follow. They need a little bit more, and they're gonna get it down with the Finger of Death. Kill secured by the Lion there. So Shadowfin, nice kill there. But Sven is just the major source of damage, and now the stun onto Viper. He just barely tickles, pops his BKB. Another TP out from Sven. Yo2, unfortunately, not gonna have that luxury, but Sven survives. They get the BKB. I guess BKBs were all used on both sides, so kind of an even trade, but G8 slightly come out ahead. They are the ones getting the kills after all. As 1.4k now once again up on the Viper. We'll see how much he's going to be able to accomplish with this one. As oh, Sven, never mind, not going to stand up the Dazzle. IO was coming in, but the slow one, Sven. Do they have enough Vans? Will also continue coming in. Greymon might have to use the Shadow Greymon himself. No, forced up to the high ground. He's perfectly fine. The Goo now starts stacking up on Sven. Do they have one more? Yes, Blink. Nice Earth Spike onto 2. Hex onto Boombell. No relocate out. And Sven, he is royally screwed. BKB was on cooldown, I believe. Yes, it was. 2 huge kills. Can they make anything more happen from this? They still have the Aegis for another solid 2.5 minutes. So they should be able to at least get Drax from this, or minimum tier 3, or force some buybacks. Any of those might be fine. They might even be able to force buybacks and then still go for some kills. Although Dream Coil is on cooldown. Puck maybe doesn't have too much mana to work with. Cogs will expire, yes, before the creep wave even arrives. But with the Shadow Races, just easy counter push. Weave, used defensively, starts just stacking up the armor, which they already have plenty of on select heroes, like the Bristleback as well as the Viper, of course. Now the Stormhammer comes once, still sits pretty on the front lines. And well, that was a buyback from Sven, so that's a win in itself. Tower does not get denied either. Bristleback gets the last hit up to 3k gold, and it's just going for Rex. Awake, you're gonna have to react. Oh, hookshot does miss Vance. He is perfectly fine to tank things up. Viper's like, nice Earth Spike onto 2 again. Swap out, but the Finger of Death. Sven, it's a dieback. Boom, he's gonna lose his life. Yo2, nowhere to run either, I think. Mana Drain, of course, doesn't do any damage to Greymon. Forced himself forward, wants to get the kill. And that they do with the help of Deja Vu and the Bristleback, of course. That's gonna be Rax down. Clockwork does buy back. But can we get more lanes of Rax now on? Still has the Aegis even for another, well, minute, 10 seconds or so. But that was a dieback on Sven, and he's down for 57 seconds. Liberate, well, Shadow Races barely tickle him. Now, there's the Crimson Guard as well, not entirely necessary, but better safe than sorry. Spica in the meantime will get enough mana with the Mana Drain onto the range grip to make sure that Blink Hex, well, he's gonna have all of the abilities ready. And that's gonna be another set of racks. So the top racks are evened out now, or at least once these range racks fall. And Garuda, of course, will have that one Rax advantage. Or are they going to go for the third one? They still have 30 seconds without the Sven. Shadow Fiend is just not scary enough. They need the Sven with the God Strength for him to cleave. Has the Crystallis as well. Even has the crits now, but... well, Vance. Maybe we want to die with the Aegis now, not too sure. Relocate coming in sick. Wants to go in. BKB is activated. He's going to go for it. Not too sure if that's the greatest idea. Requiem of Souls on cooldown. Also, Shiva's card is used. Nice hookshot from Boom. Will lock Viper in place. But you stepped on the Shadow Fiend, BKB and cooldown. Is he gonna go down? Oh yes he is. He does have buyback though. But he's losing souls up to 11 souls only. Even if he gets the Requiem of Souls, now he's not gonna do enough damage, but everybody is alive. So do or die. They still have the Aegis on Vance, though on the front lines. Melee racks down, Vance gonna tank it up. But the Aegis, it's reclaimed. Regen does kick in, but it gets cancelled too fast. Vance still alive. I think he's gonna have enough. Stormhammer is there into the face. He's not even having his back turn, but there's the Shallow Grave now. Racks go down. It is super sized Mega Creeps. Boom. Gonna lose his life. Viper doesn't want to tank the God Strength Sven, or does he? Earthspike is there, Requiem of Souls from the back lines, not gonna do all that much as Viper is TPing out, leaving Lion to die, but losing 2 heroes, and well, getting supersized Mega Creeps. That's a perfectly fine trade. They didn't get the Sven or the stun from Sven onto the Dazzle either. And that is GG called. We have a disconnect of Sven, but good game, well played. Garuda Infinity, I must say, pretty damn impressive plays, man. Of course, they're like, yeah, screw the IO region. The puck completely allowed the mid-game dominance coming out from Garuda Infinity. Really well played, even got the Necro level 3 by the end. So much farm on the puck. For a second, it was like, oh, maybe there's going to be a buyback, but just a couple of heroes getting picked off, specifically the IO and the Sven. Sven buying back and dying once again, just no good, guys, no good. 10, 0, and 12 up on the puck. Extremely well played from Garuda, but guys, this is a 2-game series, so we're going to have a chance for Awake to still come back and tie it up 1-1 to finish this series, but we'll see how it's going to go. In any case, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Do hope you enjoyed the cast, and if you did, you can always follow HeflaTV for more content. It is HeflaTV on both Facebook as well as Twitter, and if you want to follow me personally, it's @Coucher for me everywhere pretty much. I'm also going to be starting to stream once again over like a 2-year break or something on my own stream soonish, probably within the week on Coucher and Twitch. So check it out, and I'll see you guys for game 2.